Hi. I don't know why I do that every video, but anyhow, it's a beautiful day out, and so I am recording myself outside. I apologize for the lawnmower. Anyways, I thought I would do a short video on some new thoughts I've been having due to my textbook reading for my human services class. So we're focusing on adolescence, and that's a pretty pivotal time in human development. I don't really have to get all technical about that because many of you have much more schooling than me, what have you, but I'm just going to go off of how it impacted me. It brings a lot of strong feelings, I think, from a parent. Just adolescence is just really hard to go back there, and perhaps that's why it seems to be difficult to parent your child when they're adolescent. It's too easy for us to put ourselves in that time, and so it just makes me aware of how much of a hand I have over my children's futures and how they will be parents to their kids, my grandchildren. But one of the things that kind of hit me was how a lot of adolescents, teenagers will say, you're so unfair. You don't even understand me, stuff like that. And the fact is that's not even true, because we really can, as parents, identify with them. Perhaps it's that what they're actually meaning is, I don't understand you. And perhaps they're saying that because part of their mind is saying, you've already been an adolescent. Why are we so at odds? And, I don't blame them for having that come across in their mind. And it's only taken me until I was in my mid-30s to actually put that into words. I mean, because I'm sure I felt that way with my parents. But to be honest, I really had such a barrier with my parents. I'm not even sure I had that sort of conversation with them. I think I, at that point, really shut down to feel like it was just me, which is really sad. I mean, I really did want to have that relationship, and, to them, they were operating the best they could, and, I don't hold that against them. They were, if that was in them to have a relationship, I believe full-heartedly that they would have. So it's just, things that they internalized, and they did the best they could, and that's all I should ever think of for them. I mean, they had their own life, and I can't personalize everything and think that they were just being that way just for me. That's having a little bit too much power over life. But yeah, so as far as going back to that idea that without saying it, that adolescents might just be saying, I don't understand you. And perhaps that stems from they don't know us. And perhaps we're not sharing enough. Perhaps all we're sharing is, you ought to do this, or why didn't you do your chores, or why did you only get a C, or stuff like that. And so I make plenty of mistakes. Don't get the idea that I don't, but that I do try to infuse as many stories about myself and kind of freeze frame in situations, even with my husband, to say, oh wait, you have a story that can relate to this. So that way they do have an understanding of who I am. And whether or not they're going to, be like, hey, thanks, Mom, for telling me that, I'm pretty sure that they're still going to have that in their mind. to organize next to their thoughts, to say, well, mom shared this, and I'm experiencing similar things, so maybe she will understand me, and maybe they will approach a conversation a little bit less removed, like, oh, you could never understand, and add to that frustration. But even that has a level of variables in there, because you can set everything up to be perfect, or to have all the bumpers in place, so to speak, or all the buffers, and there's a lot that can go wrong. I remember a long time ago, in the beginning, like when my husband and I were dating, we had a fight in front of the kids, and I felt horrible. And we sat them down, and we said, we're really sorry you saw that, and that we're doing our best to work through it, and hopefully you'll see throughout our commitment to each other that we'll get better at it, that it won't always be this way. And I strongly feel like we have lived up to that, but I asked my daughter the other day, have you noticed that I have a better relationship with him? And she's like, no, I don't see any difference. So there's a somewhat divide, but I'm pretty sure that once she gets to maybe 12 or 15, that she'll have an ability to understand the progression. So yeah, for right now at 8.5, she probably can't really get to that conclusion. But I do know that they're watching, and I do know that they, if they were going to sacrifice attention for anything, that that they would want it to be for a marriage. And children don't have the mind or the words even put together to say that, but we just have to have faith that we're doing the right thing in that respect. So yeah, and anyway, so I have a 13-year-old right now, a 12-year-old who's a little bit mentally behind, but physically he's going through puberty, and then I have a 8.5-year-old, which I swear she might be getting to puberty, which is not adolescence necessarily. It's just the physical onset. So we'll see how that goes. There's still a lot of learning to do. I still have a lot of studies. I still have a lot of parenting to kind of troubleshoot. But yeah, I think overall, God has given me this impetus in the mornings to just start afresh, to apply more efforts. Not that I wasn't putting effort in before, but just that he keeps on refreshing me. Like every time we press that refresh button on the web browsers. So yeah, that's just kind of where my mind is. Assuming that you're even interested. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing awesome. I appreciate your feedback and following me, and your prayers and best wishes and all that stuff. And I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday if you're in the United States. I know Canada had their Canada Day. I hope that went well for you guys. And for everybody else, I'm sending you blessings, and yeah, let's keep in touch. Bye.